who's calling in from Virginia. Emery, what's going on?
Hello, sir. So
Hey,
I was
Emery.
just wondering, since Neil, you are a Canadian citizen, correct?
I am indeed, yes.
Yes. So I was wondering if you believe that Canada should become a republic.
I think my friend Randolph would be better suited to answer this one. I think I'm happy with the way Canada is right now. I mean, we're still part of the crown, I guess you could say, but we are independent, and we have been for about 150 years or something.
Right. There is still a Governor General of Canada.
Yes, there is, yes.
There have been some corruption scandals in the past involving that institution.
Yes, there have.
So,
yes, there have.
But now, to me, it seems like I've been to Canada. Canadians are wonderful people. They're a lot smarter than Americans.
Well, let's not get carried away.
I know there's... Right. And so it seems like Canadians are perfectly capable of having their own head of state.
Yeah. Well, we got a prime minister, but he still has to answer to the monarchy, we'll call it.
Right. So, and that just doesn't strike me personally as a good thing, because furthermore, since you're a very prominent atheist, whoever is monarch of the UK is also head of the Church of England, which is referred to as Anglicanism outside of the UK. And
I think
so. Therefore,
I think we just all need to become anarcho-primitivists and just go back to the way things were, and that's just the best way for society. So.
Hunter-gatherers.
Right. It is interesting, though, looking at Canada and England and seeing the intermingling of church and state. But
it's happening a little. There's some shit going down, that's for sure.
But here's what's weird, because it's like you guys have that more than the United States, like on paper. But the reality is, like, your country and England and others like it are more secular than the United States. So it's like, it's weird, because like we're way more religious, but then we also have those laws that are more are diminishing every day, but like still on paper, like have those separations. So kind of a weird twist there.
Right.
It is weird.
Like the more religious people lose the debate on facts, the more they try to debate in politics.
Yeah. So Emery, I guess, because this is a really different call than what I usually get, but I guess I want to know, since you're calling about it, what do you think the advantage is of Canada becoming a republic? Because it sounds like that's...
Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing that for sure.
Well, it would be possible for you to become president of Canada, Neil.
As much as I appreciate that, I really don't want to. And we have prime ministers, not presidents. But I'll leave that to people that are much better suited for that crap than me.
President Neil.
That's true, sir, and I fully respect that. But it just seems like the idea of having a secular head of state instead of a religious one who is a Canadian citizen living on Canadian soil would be a real improvement for Canada.
I'm not going to argue that. That's for sure.
Look to the example of India. Actually, has been a republic since 1950. They have their prime minister handles all the political stuff, but their president is...
Counterpoint, though, Emery. India has crazy religious people in their government that are influencing their policies a lot, like especially on the science side. I would say that that's a thing. Like Hindu science
become a problem again. Yes.
Yeah, and we don't talk about it nearly enough in the atheist community because it just doesn't affect us, I guess. But like Hindu science is making a comeback, and it's huge, and it's a really big deal. And
I've spoken to a couple of ex-Hindus on my show, and they kind of glossed over some of the similar points you're making right now.
Yeah, it's still there, even in a supposedly, secular system of government like they have too. So I don't know if the organization.
I'm sure you have some. I'm sure there are probably some religious nuts in the Canadian Parliament too.
Yeah.
There's going to be some. There's going to be some idiots everywhere.
Of course.
Yeah, I guess the point I was trying to make was sometimes the reorganization of the system of the government may not be what needs to happen. It may just be a culture thing. I think that's part of it. I think American culture has really kind of influenced the ties that we have now. I mean, if you ever see that documentary, The Family, I actually think it's kind of boring and I wasn't super impressed by it, but it does outline some important things I think people should know about the interplay between religion and government in our country.
Right.
So, yeah.
So
it's called The Family, right? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I did read I did see a poll. Unfortunately, I can't remember exactly where I saw it, where apparently they said 73% of Canadians agree that Canada should have a head of state who's a Canadian citizen living on Canadian soil.
Mm-hmm.
But no one,
I'm not familiar with that. But if do you remember where you saw that? I could check that out.
Man, I really wish I could remember exactly where I saw that.
Well, tell you what, Emery, if you find that information, I'm sure Neil would be happy to read and talk about it on his
Find me
channel,
on Twitter.
because I can't tell you about Canadian politics. That's just not my thing, but I'm really glad you called the show anyway, and shared that with us. So thanks, Emery. Really appreciate
Emery,
it.
Find me on Twitter. On Twitter, if you're on Twitter or Facebook, under Neil Bernstein. That's my actual name. I don't have a problem with people knowing. It's fine. You can find me there and give me whatever information you can remember, and maybe we can have a chat.
There you go. Well,
cool.
Neil, you're a brave man putting that name out there. It's really good.
I got nothing. I'm not worried.
What do you think about that as we're kind of in between calls here? Because I've always been a fan of, hey, use whatever anonymous identity you want. That's it's the internet. Like, you want to protect yourself. But also, I always think that if people can put their real name out there, they should, because that helps normalize things as well. It's
what I'm on board with.
Yeah, it's one thing to talk to Skater Boy 69. It's another thing to talk to a guy.
Boy 69.
I mean, I'm sure
you used that one time or something.
No, but I'm going to now, unless somebody steals it. So why wouldn't I? But yeah, it's like I mean, I use ObjectivelyDan. Objectively is not my legal first name, as I put before. Like, that's a thing I think about sometims. So
what? You lied down? What's going on here?
It's not lying per se.
It's about truth, buddy.
Yeah, man. It's just how I identify it. That's
all right. Fair enough.
But it sounds like you agree with me, though. Like
I do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, do it if you can, but not an absolute.
Oh yeah, but stay safe if you need to too. Let's not forget that.
It's harder now these days, man, because all the accounts are connected and stuff. That's one advice I'd give to anybody who wants to make content. Look at where all your shit is first, and make sure it's not connected. But something to think about. So I want to go to